All right, I'm running our commercial. And then I'll be in with the intro. What's up? I wanted to announce today that we do have a brand new film studio inside T-Shirt Kings. For if you want to have a photo shoot or anything like that, we're having a special 30-minute shoot. As many pictures as you take, we just email them all to you. You don't have to worry about prints. You get your pictures back before you leave. And so everything that you've always imagined that a photo shoot or that video production should be, we're bringing it to you. Every time I come in the press room, you're in the press room. Working on our Stars Hottronic heat press. Using all the vinyl. Making all the picture tees. I like vinyl.
I'm about to just load these boxes up on that shoulder.
Man, you gotta be a crazy little brother to get fired on your day off. What you get caught stealing boxes for?
Man, I didn't get caught stealing no boxes. He said he caught me though.
We get our rent paid.
Why don't you go in there and ask the girls real fast to see if they help us pay our rent?
That don't sound like a bad plan at all.
What's up, Pops? What's up, Smokey?
I'm trying to set up a meeting with the girls, man.
Okay.
Y'all wanna help me and Craig pay our rent?
Craig still owe me money from the last time he got me. He gotta learn a lesson. He shouldn't be stealing. Go ask him to tell that girl from last night to give him some money.
What they say? They said it's slow for real.
I'm about to just ask boss when we get our job that night.
Of course you can.
Yeah!
Yeah. Y'all actually won an award, the Boss Mag 2009 Ohio Hip Hop Award. Y'all won for that media outlet thing.
Man, I don't even know.
Like y'all won. He didn't even know he won it.
What'd you say? Who was it?
You won the Boss Magazine 2009 Ohio Hip Hop Award. Congratulations.
That's legendary.
What's good? It's your boy Peanut, aka Dash Resource. I got my man Stacking Smith, bro.
What's cracking? What's going on in the city? I'm trying to deal with these headphones today, man. This is it's very frustrating for me. You understand me, Peanut?
I understand, bro. For sure. Bro, today listen, you get the game ball no matter what, bro.
I don't care. Welcome to the Legendary People Podcast, man. I'm your boy Smedro Commando. I'm in the building with my brother, like none other, Peanut Johnson. For everybody that's watching this, we want to invite you to go to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, ring the bell notification so you can get alerted every time we drop a new video. All right? We right there, man. We are interviewing some of the best people, not only from our city, but all over the country now, as we are expanding our territories to pick up and get with legends who have connections to Dayton in one way or another, or Ohio, or that are so major that everybody in our city want to hear about them anyway. And today, we're definitely following that trend line.
Yeah.
All right. As we get started, we like to give a shout out to all of our sponsors that come and rock with us on the Legendary People Podcast. We want to start off with Shiekhs. You want to eat Shiekhs for breakfast. They got the best breakfast in the city. I personally like the French toast platter. Get a turkey bacon, no pork on your fork.
At all.
And, they got hash browns and real good old strawberries they put on your plate, man. It's real major. They make it look good, and it is good.
It is.
So Sheikhs for breakfast, they do got the best breakfast in the city. For lunch, Agnes All Natural Grill. They are downtown, right across from the library, cat a corner from the library. That's Agnes All Natural Grill. If you're ever injured in any kind of accident, call attorney Michael Wright at 937-222-7477. Make the right choice with attorney Michael Wright. And when you want to get slammered, bent, and lit, get you some good old Kiara Wine from my bro Antoine Cunningham. Kiara Wine can be found in More for Less, or you can contact him on Facebook. Just get in his inbox and tell him you want some Kiara Wine. He'll probably pull up on you with a couple of big bottles.
Man, he buffed through the wall like Kool-Aid Man.
does, man. Kiara Wine is actually very, very good wine. You guys should definitely try it. And the shoparea.com, the shoparea.com, the shoparea.com, the shoparea.com. They're like the baby Amazon. Okay, delivery is always free from the store to your door in 4 business days. That's the shoparea.com. So make sure you guys go to the shoparea.com if you want anything. We're at t-shirtkings247.com. T-Shirt Kings broadcasting live 4301 North Main Street. Inside T-Shirt Kings is Gold for Your Mouth and Camera Kings. All right, so come through, check us out. We got Black Fridays deals and Christmas specials and winter deals and all kind of stuff going on right now. So come through and check us out. Last but not least is my bro Dash Resource. Sells stocks and not dope every day. Every Sunday, sorry, at 8
I do
p.m.
daily picks,
but he does do daily picks on YouTube. So make sure that you go and check out his channel, and that's Dash Resource channel on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So go and check that out, man. We're going to teach you how to get a big old bag from selling stocks. Yeah, it's real. All right. So without further ado, my brother P Dashes, over to you.
Man, I'm going to say off top, man, you did a legendary job of putting this together, man. We had a lot of technical difficulties, man, but this is like your flu game, man. So we're going to find out if Smed is the GOAT like he say he is. If he can play under these type of constraints, we're going to find out if he can play. This is Smed's flu game, man.
Yeah.
But without further ado, man, like, bro, there's no legend higher than who we have today. I know I say that every single episode, but when have I ever lied to you, man? Right?
Never.
You know what I'm saying? We have somebody who I think is a very inspirational story because you never know where you're going to lead off to in life. I mean, like a lot of times you can do things in your daily regimen that you don't know is going to infect or impact you later on. This is going to be a butterfly effect story blooming into such a dope story, man. So without further ado, man, we got Clyde CJ Jackson, a.k.a. the CEO Jackson. What's good, Brody? How you, man?
What's going on, my man? How y'all doing down there in Ohio and Dayton, Ohio, man?
Man, everything is good, I promise you. If something is wrong, I had to make something up, man. Everything has been perfect, man. Pristine.
Yes,
right?
sir.
That's what's going on, man. Shout out to all my Midwest people out there. I love the Midwest. The Midwest love me, man. That's y'all my people up there on the Midwest. So shout out to everybody in the Dayton, Ohio, Columbus, Akron, Cleveland, everywhere, man. I just want to send everybody a shout out to the whole state of Ohio, Indiana, Michigan.
Wait. Don't go to Michigan, sir. You go a little too far.
We got beef with Michigan, bro.
You go a little too far north, man. You go too far north, man. Not this play. It's good. It's good. Yeah. So here on the Legend People podcast, we like to celebrate our legends by finding out their origins. Without further ado, where did you grow up, King?
So I grew up in a place called Lamarck, Texas, by Galveston Island, south of Houston, Texas. Mm-hmm. That's where I grew up at. I went to Sam Houston State University in Huntsville, Texas. I went
Wait, bro. We got to start at elementary school. You can't just jump straight to college, bro. You can't just. I know LeBron went straight to the league, but you got to start at elementary, bro.
Yeah. So I grew up in a little small town called Lamarck, Texas. That's LA capital MARQUE.
Yes,
Lamarck, Texas.
For sure. So, like, what type of family did you live in, bro? Did you have your mom and dad, or just mom, or what?
So I grew up with both of my parents. My parents split up at the age of 13.
Wow.
So, but my dad and my mom was very parental. They co-parented in my life. So, I had I had both of them, even though my dad wasn't in the home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you have any siblings?
No, I'm the only child. Man.
Oh, wow. Okay, so, what was it like for you in hindsight, of course? I'm saying you putting your 2021 goggles on, looking back at your life. What was it like growing up for you, viewing it from that perspective?
Well, I had a pretty great life. I come from a middle class family. My mom was a nurse, and my dad played. He had a cup of coffee in the NFL for a hot minute, playing on a practice squad. And he was an athlete as well. So after his stint with the football in the NFL, he ended up working in a plant. So I had a middle class life, can't complain. God was good. Didn't want for much or nothing, So I can't complain about my life. I had a good life.
Okay, so like, what elementary school did you go to?
Man, I went to elementary school called Highlands Elementary, and before that, I went to a private school called St. Michael's Private School.
What kind of neighborhood did you live in growing up?
I lived in a middle class neighborhood. Well, we moved around. A couple times. I started off I'm from the west side of Texas City, Texas. Middle class neighborhood. It was tough in my era, because in my era when I grew up, there was a lot of gang banging. It was a lot of Bloods and Crips. That's when it just started coming out really strong in Texas. So I stayed in a neighborhood that's was considered a blood neighborhood. But they were kids just trying. Some of the kids were athletes, and some of the kids were on the wrong side of the track, and they were just trying to find their way. So that's what kind of neighborhood and community in my era. That's what it was like.
Coach, is Lamar like a suburb of Houston, or is it just its own city that's away from everything else?
Yeah, it's its own city.
Mm-hmm.
What's the closest major city to it?
It would be Houston.
Houston. How far away are you from Houston?
I live in Houston now, but Lamarck is like 25 to 30 minutes from Houston south on 45.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, who are some of your early childhood friends?
Excuse me, I didn't hear you.
Who are some of your early childhood friends?
Your bros.
From your day ones.
So that's interesting you asked that question. It was 10 of us that, like, Lamarck is a very small town. Mm-hmm. So it's not a lot of people in Lamarck. It's not, we're like a 4A school. I'm not sure about the population, but it's not that big. So I had about 10 friends that I'm really, really close with. And if you're from Lamarck, everybody knows each other in Lamarck. But my close friend was my cousin. His name is Vince Lewis. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. man.
He died in 2012. Mm-hmm. I have a good friend by the name of Kevin Norris, Johnny Crawford, Vincent Hippolyte, which is a legend in the state of Texas, won at the high school long jump in 1991. Wow. With a jump 25 foot 8 inches. And as a freshman in high school. We played ball together. He's a real good friend. My friend Johnny Crawford, Andrew Callis. Those are some of them. If I left a couple of them off, I do apologize. But those
I got a couple here. Furman and Kenya. Furman, Fermin, Furman.
Yeah, Furman Davis. Yeah, we grew up together on the same block.
Yeah, and Kenyon.
He said Kenyon.
Kenya Bourgeois. Yeah. Told you it was about 10 of them. Yeah.
I got about 3 of them.
So Clyde, Were those the Bloods?
No, those are the good boys, man. We were good boys. I just told you what kind of neighborhood I stayed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, look, check this out. Last night, bro, we had a bro on the show, right? He a coach. And so last night, man, coaches is so cool, right? Like, bro, we cannot tarnish the image of no coach because they work with young people and their job is real important. Like,
Absolutely.
just as important as teachers because they got the attention of the kids, right? But anyway, so my bro Carl came on the show last night. And somebody in the comment section said, ask him about boss. And so he did like this, right? Covered up his face. We like, bro, who is boss? He said, we were a group of young men who hung out, and sometimes we got into fights. People called us a gang. But, well, you know, bro, and I know growing up in the inner city, you know what, man, the way that people look at stuff, a lot of the times it's a lot different than what it really is when you're involved with it. Like, man, for real, you and your bros, y'all just kicking it. Y'all have fun. Y'all play sports. Y'all might do like little shit like nigga knock. Go and knock on people's door and run and shit, you know? But somebody else, like the gang, did that. You know what I'm saying? And so I just know, like, man, me and my bros, we wasn't a gang, but if you was to ask the people whose house we nigga knocked on and damn it did bag snatching on Halloween. So, yeah.
Wait a minute, man. You was a bag snatcher.
I did.
My little group that we grew up with, they used to call us the boys in the hood.
Boys in the hood, okay.
They know about the boys in the hood. We used to have fun. We didn't do the nigga knocking thing, but what we did was we used to take like a fishing line, like, you know, the line that you use for the string for the fish, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'd get an old purse and put it like in the middle of the highway. And then people would like see the purse and they would try to reach down to get the purse. And we would hide behind bushes and move the purse. And they'll jump. What the hell was that? You know, so yeah, we used to do things like that.
Yeah, man. Pulling some cool pranks.
That's pretty creative, man.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So, like, what kind of student were you in elementary school?
In elementary school, I was pretty much a pretty smart. My parents didn't play that, man. I was a star athlete and played ball from the age of 5. That's all I knew was ball and books. So, you know, I wasn't a straight A student, but I made A's and B's, so all through school.
What do you think you were best at when it comes to like athletics? Like, what do you think like you would have been great at if you just like focused completely on one sport rather than?
Peanut, can you talk up a little? I can barely hear.
Okay. What kind of sports do you think like you could have been great at if you focused on one sport rather than multiple sports?
I'm not gonna lie, Peanut, man. Anybody that knows me can attest to what I'm getting ready to say. I mean, I was really like only thing I really sucked at it was track because I just didn't like track. You know, I ran the hurdles, I long jumped. I wasn't slow, but I wasn't the fastest dude. You know, I was really good at the sports. Like every sport I played, I was like the best at it. Like basketball, I was one of the best on the team. Baseball, I played a little baseball and basketball in college. Football, I was a blue chipper. I led the state in interceptions. You know, I was the top of the food chain. Mm-hmm. You know, God just blessed me with an athletic ability, and that's how I recruit. That's why I'm able to recruit the way I do, because I get players that's like myself.
Yeah. So was sports like a thing like you just naturally had, like naturally gifted athletics, or was it more or less like your mind state had you locked in to the point where
you worked hard to get good?
I think it just came naturally, man. Like I told you, I came from I mean, I come from a sports family. I gave you the background about my dad. My grandfather was one of the first original Harlem Globetrotters, what they say
What?
back. Yeah, and he also had a stint in Olympics, the Olympic trial back in the '60s.
Your granddad did, bro?
Yeah, my granddad. Yeah, yeah. You know, that's what was told to us all during our lives, and documentation, also shows that as well. I just came around sports, man. I have a couple of cousins that's on my dad's side as well as my mom's side played pro ball. Some of them is Adrian Caldwell, who backed up Akeem Olajuwon for the Houston Rockets. Jason Terry is my cousin on that same side.
Jet.
No, this gonna. I got Jason Terry, Adrian Caldwell, Marvin Bagley. We all kin on the same side. So that's how family is. And then right now I have on my mom's side, the same side of family. We also have some cousins. One of them is Joshua Moore that plays for the University of Texas. Right now, he's getting ready to transfer, but number 6, and he has a twin brother named Jordan Moore. They'll be first, second rounders, maybe third rounders in the NFL. We have a cousin named Trey Caldwell, played for the Cleveland Browns. If y'all big Cleveland Browns fans, he wore number 31. So our family on that side is pretty deep. We had a cousin named Clyde Terrell that played for the Rams. So that's all on the same side of the family.
So, who were some people in your family that you looked up to? Because, I mean, like, you're naming people that came after you because, of course, like, they had to look up to you in a certain respect. Who were some people in your family that you looked up to before, like, you got a chance to become into your stardom?
So I have an uncle. His name is Clarence Caldwell. Mm-hmm. I wore his number all through high school. He was a legend back in my hometown. He's inducted to the African American Hall of Fame for Prairie View A&M University. Texas Southern University. Mm-hmm. Played running back. He was my inspiration, and today is his birthday. If he's listening, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So I want to send a shout out to him as well. But that was Unc was my inspiration. Him and my grandfather. So
happy birthday, Unc.
Happy birthday, Unc, for sure. So how far was Bayou Road Middle School from your last school?
From where?
Bayou Road Middle School, right? Is that where you go to next? So go ahead.
So, but in elementary, you was a very good athlete. We're gonna move from elementary, but just what team did you play for, bro? And was you better at basketball or football? Or you said both. You was the best basically on both teams.
So I played football. I played for a little league team called the Lamarck Tigers. Yeah. We went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. We lost one game in 4 years. Wow. It was one of the baddest little league teams that ever come in that area.
Damn, that's
and
cool, bro.
The basketball, I played for a team called the Knights. And he was coached by Horace McNair. So it was I was one of the youngest kids. I've always played with older kids in basketball, because I was a little bit advanced than the kids my age. So it was me and another guy named Aubrey Thomas. We used to play up with the older kids in basketball.
What position did you play?
What you think, Schmed? What I look like?
Well, I know you told me what you played before, but for the people who don't know, I'll let you tell them. You told me you was a good little point guard, and now I quote you on saying that, bro.
point guard. I played point guard.
Point God.
Point guard. Yes, sir.
But Clyde, you a big dude, bro. Were you bigger than the other players on your team, but still handling the ball and playing point?
So I played point guard at my senior year. I was about 6'2", playing point guard.
Okay.
Maybe 6'2", 180, 185. Yeah. So back in the day, 6'2" was big, man. You got 7th graders 6'2" now, you know.
Right.
I don't know what they feed these kids, man. Right. I got lucky today. I found a kid, man. I'm telling the world, he's in the 7th grade. He's 6'4", 250 pounds, solid.
But so I would ask you a question, because the viral moment question is the whole thing with Zion and his weight. Do you think Zion is going to still continue to struggle with his weight? Because, you know, like at that age, yes, you have your natural ability and you're good, but you're going to get your grown man weight no matter who you are. No matter if you're lifting weights, you're going to gain that muscle, that pound, and your joints and your body and your leg, your knees probably can't hold up that far. How do you feel about kids that are that big, that early in relation to Zion?
Yeah, Zion, obviously, you know, he needs to change his diet. Not sure. I'm not with him every day, so I can't, you know, really comment on what he has been doing and what he haven't been doing. But, you know, and when they paying you a lot of money like that, you have to take care of yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, or he need to fire his chef or anything. You know, I mean, fire his chef and get somebody that really is concerned about his eating habits and getting that weight off from him, because he won't be in the league long if he continues to gain weight like that. You know, you look at Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley wasn't as heavy as Zion is right now.
I think of like Eddie Curry. Eddie Curry been what? Did he go number 1 in the draft? And he just couldn't stay out the kitchen, man, at all, man.
Yeah, so he definitely needs to get a hold of that situation right now, you know.
Yeah, man.
I mean, if they pay me a lot of money like that, my body would be in tip-top shape. He needs to invest in his body.
How do you feel about the people that always say, like, pay should equal their passion, right? Because, like, for instance, like, when we see an NBA player miss a free throw, we say, man, you should be focusing more on that than just dunking the ball. Or you say, you get paid too much to follow by anything like that. How do you feel about that? Because you are, you know what I'm saying, a great athlete in your own regard, and you put a lot of time and effort into what you did. How do you feel when you see people that are getting paid, you know, the dream money to do what they love to do, and they missing on the small parts that's easy to us?
Well, Peanut, it's like this, man. Everybody does something well, you know, whatever, you know, they're still human. So, you know, they're going to miss a free throw, you know, they're going to miss like Shaq, you know. Shaq wasn't the best free throw shooter, but he did other things well, you know, like he rebounded the ball well, he scored well from the block, you know. So you just gotta, the things you do well, you gotta continue to work on them, and to make you, you know, to make you consistently continue to do things, your strengths well, and for your flaws, you got to work on your flaws, you know. Mm-hmm. So I don't really have a thought process on that, you know. I look at stuff a little different than the normal person, you know. Mm-hmm. I understand it's only one person that was perfect, and that's God, you know. All of us, we all got some kind of flaws that we all need to work on, and mm-hmm. you know, just continue to do the things that you do well, and keep improving on that. And the things you don't do well, you need to work on it, you know.
Right. Get off his back, Peanut.
So, what was the transition like from elementary school to Bayou Road Middle School?
You said what now? I'm sorry.
What was the transition like from elementary school into Bayou Road Middle School?
Elementary, the transition wasn't that bad because, like I said, I grew up in a small town where everybody kind of knew everybody, and you know, it was exciting because you got a chance to go to school with the older. In elementary, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade was no, I'm sorry, 7th and 8th grade was middle school for us. So we went to elementary 1st through 6th grade back in the day. So you know, it was exciting being able to go to school with the middle schoolers, and you know, it's just being 2 grades there. You know, couldn't wait to go to the first day of school, get your outfit together. You know, you want to look good for the older girls. You know, make sure your J's clean. You know, you got a fresh polo on, and you know, some back in the day we used to wear the crease pants. You know,
Yeah.
so
So
it was kind of.
yeah. So like with you already playing up, what was it like going into now? You going to, you know, middle school, right? So you're playing against essentially kids that you've already been playing against. So to you was already a step ahead of your classmates because you're already playing up. What was it like playing basketball, playing sports, and already being ahead of the middle schoolers in that short, you know, 7th to 8th grade is only 2-year jump. You already been playing up.
Yeah, so Peanut, I really, if I think about it, you know, it was something like I didn't really think about it because I was just doing what I did, you know. I mean, I like to play with the older kids. When I played up, you know, it was just like I was playing on my average, on my age level, because I mean, it was just work, just putting in work, doing the stuff that I love to do, you know. And so I didn't really have a thought about, you know, playing against the older people. Not until I got into high school, you know. In high school, I know I don't want to take you, you know, that far away on that, and I'll tell you about how it was for me in high school.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't a jump for elementary to middle school.
So what kind of competition were you facing? I mean, was it all of Texas, or was it like a certain region that y'all played in?
Well, in middle school, it was just middle school basketball and football. It wasn't nothing like it is today in my era. I'm 47 years old, so I'm a little bit older than you guys. It wasn't. We didn't travel a lot in elementary. Like, we played at the local cities. Like, in football, we played like the surrounding area teams. And basketball, it was more of a park and rec situation in Little League. We played in this league called TAF. It's like you play against all the park and recs in the Houston area. And, you know, we were pretty good. On my team, we were pretty special. We had a guy y'all might know by the name of Damon Jones.
Yes.
Cleveland Cavaliers. He played with us. We had some pretty good people that played on their team, so we pretty much dominated the little park and rec league.
So let me do this thing called a legendary time machine, right? Where we're going to let you look at it again from the 2021 perspective, right? What did it do for your confidence to be able to dominate in your section, in your block, in your smaller region compared to nowadays? You see a kid, you say, you know what I'm saying, I'm the best player at my high school, or I'm the best player in my region, but they can go log onto the internet, see somebody windmilling underneath their leg from the free throw line. What's that like, seeing the kids now and their confidence being kind of stunted by the internet compared to you growing up being, okay, I'm the best here, I'm the best here, I'm the best here, building upon your confidence?
Well, one thing about it, I look at today's time, like the kids, we had some athletic people that I grew up with. I didn't play with some of the best players around, but it's today's generation. These kids are special, man. They have better training than we did. We used to play sports just to play sports. And most of the people that came up in my era, they were good because they used to go outside. It was nothing for you to go outside and a basketball game. You got a full court game going on in the street. You got 2 goals you didn't put out in the street. And
yes.
Y'all running, y'all hooping. You at the parks. On Sundays, you playing sandlot football, throwing it up. That's what we used to do. Well, these kids nowadays, they got people that specialize in their individual training. You have some kids that's in the gym 6 days a week. In your era, I look at the kid Peyton Kemp. Peyton Kemp is in that gym, man. He putting in work down there. This kid loves his craft. And back in our day, we didn't really have, we might play ball for a couple hours, and that was just, we was doing that out of fun, But the kids these days, they definitely have it better to me than what.
Yeah. So like you seeing the kids nowadays, they have specialized training. And they have, like the access to, like for instance, like I could literally use my phone to go on, Instagram Live and see what workout that Zach LaVine is doing and things of that nature. So what's it like when you see kids now that don't have the same hunger, the same fight that you had, as you just doing it out of love and they're doing it basically out of influence?
Well, the kids that don't, I'm not sure if I really touching on your question, but the kids that go to the video and see these workouts, if they really want it and if they really want it, they're gonna practice. They're gonna be in the gym. They gotta want it. They gotta be in there. They gotta work on their craft. If they not hungry, they're not gonna succeed. The thing about it. Now, in my generation, we were way tougher than these kids right here. There's a lot of Hollywood kids out there that think, they just want the videos and they think they made it. And then, be honest, the parents, man, it's crazy because they don't understand. They want their kid to be the man right now. You know what I'm saying? Back in our era, we just played, like I told you, I was good. You know what I mean? And I'm not being conceited. Anybody that know my name, they can tell you I was good. But I didn't play for the ranking or the fame or anything like that. I just played to play. And if somebody said I was good, I just said thank you. My mom didn't care if I was the number 1 5th grader in the country or number 1 6th grader in the country. She just wanted me to stay off the streets and, make something out of myself and be successful, Right. Well, these kids, these parents here, I had a parent the other day just tell me point blank, that, well, man, they paying for my kid to go here and there, Well, what is that gonna get you? They can pay for you to go there, but if your kid ain't learning nothing or getting better, what is that gonna do?
Right. So, who was some of your biggest competition in middle school?
Man, my biggest competition was the kids from Galveston Island, man.
Anybody, namely?
Yeah, Galveston. Like I had just an athlete that sticks in my mind, man. That was just a pure athlete. Was a guy named Tim Denton from Galveston. We're really good friends now, but we used to be rivals. Him and a guy named Dedrick Thomas. They were some fly guys. We were some fly guys. We were crosstown rivals. They were just as good of athletes as me and my friends. They used to like that. All the cute girls used to like them. All the cute girls used to like them. You know, they were our competition. You know, we had some knockdown brawls with those guys. But, you know, we respected them. You know, that was, you know, those were some guys that were just as good as equally talented as we were. You know, and every day we knew that, so we had to outwork those kids in Galveston if we wanted to be better than those guys, because they were tough just like we were. They loved the game just like we did.
Right.
Bro, speaking of parents, like your dad was in the NFL, or he had a cup of coffee, but he was a professional professional football player.
Yeah.
Like, what type of parent was he to you, bro? Like, as far as just preparing you to be as good as you were, and how did he interact with the coaches? Was he loud on the bench? Was he vocal? Did you used to tense up when he was there? Or you know how it is?
No, my dad was the type of dad, man, that, and I'm sure some of these guys out here know what kind of dad it is. When you know your kid is that dude, you know, you don't really have to bark loud. You know what I'm saying? When you walk in the room, they be like, "Hey, that's Mr. Jackson. That's Clyde's dad." You know, that's what kind of dad I had. You know, he just sit back. He knew I was gonna take care of my business. You know,
Yeah.
He knew he knew what he had raised. You know, I didn't have to have a pep talk. You know, it was just in me. I just had that killer instinct. Some kids had a killer instinct.
Had that dog in them.
Prime example, Gabe Cups. Gabe Cups is a killer.
Yeah.
You know, in your area. You know, you don't have to tell Gabe Cups to go out there and give you this. He gonna play hard all the time. You know, that's what kind of kid I was. You know.
Yeah.
Or even one better. You know, Chris Livingston. You don't have to go tell Chris Livingston to get up for a game. You know, that's what kind of player I was.
Yeah.
All right. So
Pops was just chilling for real. He didn't beef with the coach.
Yeah,
He didn't have to say nothing because he was already good.
Yeah, he didn't have to say nothing. One thing he did tell, like in football, he did tell the coach. He was like, "Hey, my son is going to play." Even though I was good on the offense side of the ball, he's like, "My son is going to play the defense side of the ball." You know, and you know, I played free safety in football and basketball. He didn't really care. You know, he wasn't a dad to say, "Oh, you got to have the ball in his hand." He was like, "Shit, just let my son ball, whatever." You know?
Yeah.
I was whatever. I was a coachable kid. If the coach told me to play center, I was gonna play center. He told me to play forward, I was gonna play forward. I just wanted to be out there.
Right.
So how did y'all do record wise?
Record wise,
Mm-hmm.
and football or basketball?
Both, please.
What we talking about? Middle schools?
Middle school still.
Yeah, middle school, we was district champions. We didn't lose a game in football. We didn't lose a game in basketball.
Wow.
Damn.
My senior class, we probably had 14 D1 kids in football at least playing. And then basketball, you know, we had some real good kids that played basketball. We lost to a team called Port Arthur Lincoln. They had about 4 pros on that one team in 91.
What was that like? Because like you spoke about elementary school, you saw a bunch of success, you didn't lose a game. Then you go to middle school, you have another thing of success. So at this point in time, I mean, you feel like you can moonwalk on water at this point. What's it like to taste defeat for the very first time?
The very first time I ever tasted defeat was in Little League, like in football. We lost that one game.
Yeah.
Against the Hitchcock Red Raiders. We lost. I ended up getting hurt that game. I think we lost like 13-6. You know, it was very painful. You know, it was so painful that I didn't really want to get up the next day. I remember that feeling. I remember how it felt. It was very drastic. Not to lose. That your first game. The game was packed. Everybody was at the game in the city, and we lost. And we didn't have an excuse. They just wanted it more than we did. But hey, it was a life lesson. It helped us to become better men. We didn't lose that often, I'll tell you. and with that being said, it was tough, man. It was a tough day. The waking up the next day, rebounding, but it did make me and my friends want to go work harder. I remember that about the next 2 days, we started. Me and my cousin Ben Shay, we started running routes that, preparing for junior high football, because that game we lost. We were a senior. It was our last season. We had lost one game in 4 years,
and it was the last game.
The last game of Little League football.
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah, man. So, what was that transition like from Bayou Road into Lamarck High School?
Man, that was a big transition. The reason why it was a big transition was, we're going to school with seniors now,
Right.
And my little crew, we were those dudes coming out of middle school. Like, everybody anticipated that class of 1992. We were a top class. I told you we had some real athletes in my class. We had Vincent Hippolyte, went to the University of Minnesota.
He's a legend.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
We had a kid named Jock Landry that got drafted straight out of high school for baseball. He was a quarterback. We had Vince Shea Lewis. We had Ken Relaford that was a D1 receiver. We had some dudes,
Well, Vincent Hyperlight, he actually transitioned into recently. Well, it wasn't really recently, but he did something as an adult, not even sports related, that makes him a legend as well, wasn't it?
Said what now? I'm sorry.
Vincent Hyperlight, he was the first black, something like that. He was the first black
principal in Texas City High.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of student was he then? Look at a little insight on that, because he's a legend of, within himself. So what kind of student was he when you was in school with him?
Man, Vincent was the type of dude that made you better. When we talk about teammates, he was one that made you have to get on your game.
Yeah.
He was a good kid. He was smart. He was athletic. He worked his ass off, And I tell people all the time, if you're the best player on the court or the field, then you really need to get you another team. Any day it was, you talking about inner competition. That was my inner competition, because he would make me better, I'll see Vincent go out, he have a stellar performance. That made me want to have a stellar performance. And he was a great teammate, man. He's a great person, even in life. That's been my friend for over 35 years.
Wow.
So you always want to keep yourself around people that's just as good as you or better than you.
I tell Smed that all the time, man. He just don't want to just listen, I'm better than him, but it's all good. You know what I mean? Had a score bucket on you for once. But so you're more familiar with the recruiting process than I will ever be. Did you see a little bit of that, or is it different because you're from a feeder program really isn't there because you have a smaller town kind of feel, so people that's go through middle school, you're gonna see them in high school, stuff like that. Was there any type of recruiting process for your high school?
No, no, it was like if you went in that district, you went to that school. It's nothing like the recruiting that's going on now. I mean, it's crazy. Like people get recruited for high school, and these parents paying money to go to private schools and things like that. You just went to your neighborhood public school.
Right.
When I was growing up,
So you going there as a freshman, but you always been playing up. So I mean, you go through middle school, you blow through middle school. Nothing's wrong with that. What is your first slice of humble pie as a freshman in high school?
My first slice was, I guess I probably didn't have humble pie as a freshman. It came a little bit later on, my sophomore year.
Okay.
Freshman year, I mean, life was good. We won district in football. We won district in basketball. The same old thing from junior high. I got to high school. I had a very successful freshman year with no problems. Didn't have any academic issues. It wasn't until my sophomore years when I tasted humble pie.
Wow.
Did you play varsity as a freshman in basketball?
No, I didn't play varsity as a freshman in basketball. I got moved up for the playoffs, but I didn't play I didn't actually play until sophomore.
Yeah. Was your team good though?
My team in football as a freshman, we were pretty good. I think we made the playoffs. I think the varsity made the playoffs that year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Sorry.
I just didn't play. I played JV, and then we did make the playoffs. We lost in, or maybe we didn't. Shit, I can't remember anymore.
Who were some of the big dogs on that team that like took you under the wing and kind of showed you the ropes?
In football or basketball?
Both, man. You a dual sport athlete. Well, 3-sport athlete because you did baseball as well.
Yeah. So in football, man, football was like for people in Texas. If you Google Lamarck High School was legendary in football. That was the school to go to. We ran the 90s in football. Ran the 2000s in football. The players that came before me, like my big brothers, like in football, it was Richard Woodley, played receiver for the Detroit Lions. Ben Calver played for the Baltimore Ravens. Those were some people that inspired me. And then also I had some older cousins. I forgot to mention my cousin on my mom's side as well. His name is Kimball Anders. Played for the Kansas City Chiefs, number 38. He's also kin to me as well. So I had some people to look up to. I had some big shoes to fill. Like I say, you surround yourself by the top athletes, then you want to be a top athlete. So those were some people that I looked up to in high school.
So I have a question because we had Coach Powell on here, and I asked him about. Well, I don't think it was on the podcast. We talked before. We were talking about the reason why certain regions are hotbeds for talent. Is that mainly based off of, for instance, you got more hours of daylight, or summer is longer than like in the Midwest we get winter and stuff like that. In Houston, you have brighter days. Florida, you got brighter days. Do you think weather plays a big part when it comes to like mainly football hotbeds of talent?
No, I don't think that weather plays a big part of it, man. I just think it's how you raise. You know what I mean? Like, for example, you pretty much you think about the things when you were growing up. Like some of you guys might be good cooks, because your grandmother might have taught you how to cook. Your mom taught you how to cook, or even your dad was a chef. It's the things that you're introduced to as a kid. I tell my daughter all the time with my grandson, you pretty much gonna lay the foundation for these kids. You are the one that your kid is gonna emulate you. So if you're a hard worker, like my kids saw their dad as a hard worker. I had them at a young age. My kids are. I have a 29-year-old, a 20. My middle son is 27, and my baby boy just turned 27. So
Wow.
I had kids at a younger age. But what they did was, I've always my kids always knew that their dad was a hard worker. He's a hustler. He's gonna go out here and get it. He's gonna do whatever. Like my kids were introduced. Like if you introduce your kids to sports, and you teach them at an early age, hey man, you got to get out here, you got to bust your butt, you got to work for it, this is what it is, then they're going to perfect it. So they're going to take on what you introduce them to,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a firm believer of that, if you introduce your kid, like my grandson, I have him in the gym with me. When we out, we watching football,
Right.
Them books, he understands at an early age. Do your homework. This is what you got to do to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And if you lead your kids and you put that in their mindset at an early age, then that's the product I feel that you're gonna get out of what you're looking for.
So basically, people in Florida and people in Texas is raised on football.
Right.
They eat, sleep, drink, breathe, live and die with football.
Right.
That's where I'm going with that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They that's what they were introduced to. That's why they better than some of the states up there, because football, everybody like football. America's team, even though I hate them, the Cowboys. You hear how many Cowboy fans out there? People like football in Texas. It's just basketball is just coming around in Texas to being like it is. We got some hoopers down here, but football is what they like and they breed here in Texas.
So for every Superman, he has a kryptonite. What would you consider your kryptonite up to high school that you could say would be something that was a hindrance to your progression?
I think my kryptonite was, man, I had to work on my attitude, man. It wasn't. I was a very cocky, arrogant kid, man. Because like I said, I was better than a lot of kids, and I knew I was good, But one thing I had to do was I had to work on my attitude. I was a very coachable kid, but I could sometimes get disrespectful, and that's not good, man. That's not good with any kid. It's not good with an adult. So I had to take some.
Give us a story. Give us a story, bro. One time that you got disrespectful with somebody that you can remember, bro.
That's a good one.
Well, I'm gonna share this story what you shared, because you're a real good friend, man.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt.
Now, don't too many people know this, but I'll share this story with you, man. Friday, it was a Friday, September the 13th, 1991.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Let me go back. It was a Thursday. No, it was a Wednesday night, right before Friday, September 13th, 1990. I had got into it with one of my cousins at practice because he blindsided me. I thought I was the shit, He hit me, blindsided, knocked me down in practice. Everybody laughing, I thought I was the star. So I got mad, because he took a cheap shot on me.
Football, basketball,
Football.
football.
football. Okay.
He ended up getting into a big brawl. Me and him, I jumped on my little cousin, because he hit me, and my mom got pissed off at me because she's like, you don't fight your cousin, especially over there. And I'm like, nah, mom, he shouldn't have took a cheap shot. He could have hurt me, and this and that and that. And so me and my mom, I got disrespectful with my mom. I was like, hey, I'm going to be, you sitting here going off on me, I'm going to be better than you and my daddy ever was. And, I was very disrespectful, man.
Yeah.
And God took it all away from me. So when you see me in the gym and you see me with the scar on the back of my neck, that was a result from me being disrespectful, man, to my mom. So fast forward, that September the 13th game, we were playing Texas City, which is another one of our rivals. And we were up 30-0, and I actually had came out the game. It was halftime. And this was my senior year. And Vincent, my best friend, we played the safety on the kickoff. So Vincent was my backup on safety on the kickoff. So I was coming out the game, and he was coming out the game after that play.
Yeah.
Well, coach, we only had 10 people on the field. So coach was like, Jackson, get in the game. So I got in the game, and I went on. I didn't go to my regular safety place, but I was like the end on the kickoff. And so I ended up spearing this guy. It was a guy that his name is Walter Jefferson. I'll never forget Walter. We're still close now. But Walter was talking noise the whole week, and we didn't get it. I didn't get a chance to go up against him because they never threw to my side or anything. So I wasn't able to hit him or tackle him or anything. But that was my one shot that I had before I got out the game. Feared him. And I ended up tearing some ligaments in my third and fourth vertebrae. And I was paralyzed for about a good 2 minutes on the field.
Wow.
And so they packed me to the sideline, and they cut my helmet off, and they cut my shoulder pads off. And I was supposed to go to the doctor. I mean, I didn't go to the emergency room. What I did was I went home, and I ended up going to the trainer the next day, and he gave me an examination. He touched down on my head, and my shoulders locked. And they ended up having to rush me to the emergency room. Right then, I ended up having to have emergency surgery. They said I could have died in my sleep if I'd have turned the wrong way. So that's my testimony of my life right there, man. So after,
okay, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I just started looking at life a whole lot different, man.
So would you consider that your legendary mistake?
That was my legendary mistake, man.
Man.
So
what year was this, bro? I mean, not the what year in school was you?
I was a senior.
You was a senior. Damn.
Yeah.
So was you out
senior.
for the rest of the year?
I was out for the rest of the year. It was the second game of the season. In 2 games, I had 6 interceptions as a senior.
Yeah, because they weren't throwing to your side for a reason.
Damn, bro. And then so what about hoop? Did you recover good enough to play your senior year?
I didn't play my senior year in basketball. I could have came back towards the playoffs, but I just didn't come back. I just waited to go to Navarre Junior College my senior year, and I just worked out.
Bro, after that happened, and you had to go through the surgery, did it instantly hit you and you felt like, damn, you know what? For me talking to my mother like that, this is the karma that I'm getting? Or is that a revelation that came to you later on in life after you matured?
No, I knew it. I knew it then, man. I mean, that was like maybe the roughest time in my life, and I made it through that. So I knew if I could make it through that, I can go through anything. But any time that you make mistakes in life, you got to look back and reflect on what did you do to take part in what's going on in your life. And I knew instantly that me being disrespectful to my mom and my parents, because the Bible tell you point blank, hey, don't be disrespectful to your parents, because your days of your life will be shortened,
Yeah.
And, I knew right then and there when I was down, man, it was a trip, man, because that was my first encounter with God. When I was down, I was paralyzed. I knew it was over with for me right then and there. I knew that at that moment I would never play a down of football again, and I didn't care about that. I just asked God to be able to allow me to walk again. Because I actually, when I got hurt, Smed, I heard a ringing noise all through my body, and I saw a white light go, and then I just asked God, I said, hey, please allow me to walk again, and I don't never have to play football again, And they actually told me to play if I wanted to. I had the same surgery as Peyton Manning did. They told me to sit out 2 years, and there was a 50-50 chance that my neck would be stronger than what it was. But my mom asked me not to play again, and I didn't want to go against what she said, so I never played again.
Right.
What is life like having to put down something that you love so dearly at that point in time, at that age, at that point of your life, man?
Man, it was crazy, Peanut, man. I used to have dreams. Like, even when I was a grown man, I would have dreams of me getting ready for a big game or playing football and things like that, I would dream about it, just thinking what would my life have been if I wouldn't have never been disrespectful. But, God has a plan for your life anyway. We just don't know it, And the route that he's taken me, I couldn't ask for a better life.
Hey, Coach, man, getting upset with your mother one time, and maybe saying something you wish you hadn't.
Man, it wasn't one time, Smith.
And thank you. That's where I was going, bro. This was a build up, and that was a culmination of a bunch of things.
Yeah, it was a build up,
Yeah.
I wasn't the best kid, like I said, I was disrespectful, talking back, things like that, and it caught up with me.
Yeah. I'm going to give you just a little bit of bail there. I see a lot of kids who grow up as the only child. It's like the only child syndrome, right? It's where like your parents put a lot more into you when you first starting out, and then they'll be like for instance, me and Smith talk about this all the time, right? How we go so hard for our kids and like, oh my God, you spoiled. Why are you doing this? Why are you acting like that? So to me, I really feel like, of course, it's your story. But I just feel like it's.
But bro, if I can just rock with you for a minute, man, I share this same type of thing with my kids, bro. Because to me, it seemed like you had some great parents, according to you. Middle class, they working to make sure that you don't got to grow up in the worst environment, right? They putting it down for you. They taking care of you. They doing everything they can to really make you into who you are. But as a child, I'm gonna talk about my children, not you, bro.
Yeah.
But my kids, I do everything that I can to give them an environment where they would grow up and not have to worry about some of the things that other people got to worry about.
Yes.
Whether they gonna eat, if they gotta duck bullets at night, just things that seemingly are convenient that you take for granted. Having Wi-Fi, internet, a phone. All of these other stuff, our own family business. And a lot of times, man, like, it always seems like they will get disrespectful with you, man. Your kids will do that. And this ain't to you, bro, but I just think that it might be a little bit more normal than than what it should be.
Right.
You know, I know I battle with my kids about a lot of stuff, especially teenagers though.
Yes.
And Clyde, you gotta think like, bro, you do got a lot of people. If you know, you really good at sports, you became a senior at this point, you a winner, you a champion. You know what I mean? And you got a lot of confidence in yourself, man. And so when things don't go your way, it's normal for you to get defensive a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I don't know, man. You definitely are blessed, man. And
Absolutely.
I think maybe the good thing about it is when the Most High taught you a lesson, you was there to receive that lesson, man. You know, and He said, "Okay, cool," because your story isn't done here. It's
Right.
just beginning. Like you said, the Most High had a plan for your life to do something that may be even greater. You know, less about what you would end up doing for yourself, but more about what you would start doing for others.
Absolutely.
And that you said a mouthful, because I look at it like this, man. I was headed in the wrong direction. And this is what I preach to my kids. You know, I had a lot of success at a young age. You know, and when you know you that man and you know you that dude, then it stops short. You know what I mean? I think that, you know, at the route, am I a better person now? I'm definitely a better person than I probably would have turned out if I would have made it, because my head wasn't focused right. You know what I mean? I had the wrong idea of things, you know, and sometimes I see that, I identify that in kids. You know, you can look to a kid's social media and you can tell a dude who the man right now, how he thinking and things like that. And, you know, you just got to continue to stay humble, keep God first, and continue to work, because you never know when He's going to take it away from you. You know, I'm a living witness.
Man. Hey, that's definitely real. And I know right now, man, the type of players that you deal with are the best of the best. And I know when you look at them thinking, when they full of themselves and they think that they shit don't stink, you can look at them and say, dude, you ain't even better than I was.
Yeah, that's a bar.
You know,
that's a
you
bar,
need to
Smith.
Chill.
That's a bar, Smith.
You know what I'm saying? I am who you think. I am who you want to be.
Right.
You looking at somebody that was ranked number 1 in this state.
Right.
Played on undefeated teams. You know what I'm saying? A champion, a winner.
Back to
At
back to
every
back.
level. Back to back to back. And continue to win, playing up. I mean, you done everything that they wanted to do. So yeah, man, that's you a great person to do what you're doing, brother.
Appreciate this, man.
So I want to ask you, like, so when did you get your coach itch? Is what we like to call it on the Legendary People podcast.
I couldn't hear. What did he say?
When did you get your coach itch? Like, when did you want to get into coaching? How did you get pulled into coaching? Was one of your old coaches like, hey, you need to come and look at these kids or something?
So I ended up getting in coaching because, like I said, I love the game. You know, I wasn't done with the game. I felt like I had a lot to offer the game. So I started coaching. I started coaching my little league basketball team. It was called the Texas City Raptors. We ended up playing in that same league that I played in, the Taft League, which we won state. Then after that, I decided to make my own AAU program with the same kids. We finished 3rd in the country. Then after we finished 3rd in the country, 7th grade, we won AAU Nationals. That's when I came up with the blue chips. And how I came up with the blue chips was I was a blue chip, a blue chip in school. So I spoke that over my kids. So that's how I came up with the brand, the blue chips. So we played in AAU Nationals, ended up winning AAU Nationals in Memphis, Tennessee. Also, while we talk about Memphis, Tennessee, I want to send that city my prayers.
Man.
You know, through a lot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have my prayers, Memphis, but we end up winning the championship in Memphis. So
I want to stop you there for 1 second. Yeah, definitely RIP the Dolphin. Everything's going on in their city. I mean, they had an earthquake too during this time going on. It's a lot of wild stuff going on. But
Memphis just had an earthquake.
Yeah. The same day as all this. Yeah, it's a lot going on. But so
Hold on for a second.
Oh.
Okay. No, I had something that come up.
Busy man. Trust me, we know about that, right? So what was that like to go through as you feel, you didn't finish out the way you want to finish out your high school career and then go off and then, be the player that you were destined to be in your own respect. What was it like to get a bite at the apple and then be successful again?
It feel good, man. It's a lot of hard work that come into me being successful in this AAU world, and it's because of the platform. In a nutshell, when people out here, and I hate to say this, like I told you one thing about it. I'm the only child. I really don't like no. So when I'm recruiting a kid, and the parents like, oh no, I'm doing this. I feel like I got a lot of wealth and a lot of knowledge I can pour into a child. And I mean that's just like the fuel that get my fire started. So I want to be the best out there. So if we're playing a scrimmage game, you might beat a couple of my teams or whatever, but I'm gonna recruit the best athletes. I'm gonna recruit people that's just like me, have the same mentality as me. That's dogs. And that's what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? They wearing the blue chip brand. That's what you're gonna get, man. You're gonna get people that's cut from me. I recruit every kid that come through my program. Okay. Hands down. Man knows that.
So I have a question, because here in Dayton, Ohio, we have, people that were legendary basketball players that didn't get a chance to, fully flourish before streets or life messed them up, such as like Dwight Anderson, right? You got the national of Hank Gathers. What was one player from your state that you heard about or seen that didn't get a chance to fully flourish into the player they're going to be, either through drugs, dying, or gun violence, or something of that sort? Like, it's like a tragedy of a great player.
A guy named Ronnie Johnson. He's still on the all-decade team. He was the most phenomenal athlete ever come through Galveston County. Everybody know. I mean, he ended up taking a signing bonus for the NFL and walking away. He played at U of H. Could have been a multi-million-dollar dude. Ran like first person in high school history run like a 4.240 in high school, man.
What?
Yeah.
Look, how did he tragically not make it there? I mean, did he pass, or was it another avenue that stunted his growth?
I couldn't.
He said, how did he not make it? Was it drugs or what?
Streets. Can y'all give me 1 second, Smith? I need to step.
Yeah, we're gonna go for a quick commercial break.
All right,
we'll be right back, y'all. Every time I come in the press room, you in the press room, working on our stalls on the heat press, using all the vinyl, making all the picture tees. I like vinyl.
I'm about to just load these boxes up. I'm not your back.
Man, you gotta be a crazy little brother to get fired on your day off. What you get caught stealing boxes for?
Man, I didn't get caught stealing no boxes. He said he caught me though.
You get our rent paid.
Why don't you go in there and ask the girls real fast to see if they help us pay our rent?
Don't sound like a bad plan at all.
What's up, Pops?
What's up, Smokey?
I'm trying to set up a meeting with the girls, man.
Okay.
Y'all wanna help me and Clyde pay our rent?
Craig still owe me money from the last time he got me. He gotta learn a lesson. He shouldn't be stealing. Go ask him to tell that girl from last night to give him some money.
They said it's slow for real. I'm about to just ask boss when we get our job back. Of course you can. Yeah!
What's up, though? You back? Hey, make sure you go to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, ring the bell notification so you can get alerted every time we make a new video.
Yeah.
This is the Legendary People Podcast. We got my bro Clyde Jackson on, man. Blue Chip, North Coast Blue Chip CEO. Houston Hoops CEO. Blue Chip CEO, man. For real talk. All the way down from Texas, Houston, where he's at right now.
Hey.
We want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Go to Shiekhs for breakfast, Agnes All Natural Grill for lunch. If you ever get injured, call attorney Michael Wright. When you want to get drunk, get some Kiara Wine. And when you want to buy something, go to the shoparea.com.
Where?
Like the baby Amazon, from the store to your door in 4 business days. We at t-shirtkings247.com. Go for your mouth and Camera King Studios. Log on and check out my bro every Sunday, Dash Resource, on the Dash Resource YouTube channel.
Get
He
your
teaches
merch.
you how to sell stocks and get a big old bag. All right, and now without further ado, Peanut Johnson, over to you.
Man, don't forget to get y'all merch, man. Listen, man, we're running through these Ruby Reds all morning, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to the people that been copping, man, for sure. Copping and shopping, man.
Yeah, man.
Nonstop.
Cop shop down the block, and
Hey,
you get it.
hey,
Cop with
hey,
a rock
hey,
on
hey.
the microphone, you gonna get a Glock.
Oh,
Hey,
whoa,
me and
whoa.
Clyde, let me tell you something, bro. I know Clyde, bro, and I picked Clyde up from the airport. You know what we did?
What?
Bang that UGK all
Hey.
day. Bang UGK all day.
Underground
Yes, sir. Clyde in the building. You back, nut.
Bumby is one of the most underrated lyricists of all time, man. I just want to say that.
I literally love Houston music, bro.
Absolutely.
Ghetto Boys,
Yes.
UGK, and all of the old ESG, DJ Screw,
Word.
all of that. That's me, bro.
Yeah, word.
That's literally
Word.
me, bro. I am Pimp C.
Oh, sir, wait a minute.
I am Pimp C. Real talk.
All right, so we were in the middle of asking about a gifted athlete that had his growth stunted. His name was Ronnie. Can you walk us through what happened with Ronnie?
What happened with Ronnie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple, man. Ronnie was a legend in football, and he was a legend in them streets, man. You know,
Yeah.
he just liked them streets better than he liked the football field.
Like Pee Wee Kirkland.
Yeah. So you know, he went to college with 5 or 6 keys going into college. You know what I'm saying? So the streets just overtook him. You know.
Man.
So July 11th, 2014, we see a big shift in the NBA basketball world culture of LeBron said he come back to Cleveland. Where are you when you hear this news, sir?
So I'm in Houston, Texas, when he decides he wants to come back to Cleveland. It was actually, I was in Houston, but we were getting ready to go to AAU Nationals in Kentucky,
Okay.
in Lexington, Kentucky.
And yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna let you set the table. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's where I was when that happened.
So when you find this out, I mean, is it just news to you? Are you a fan of LeBron at this point in time, or is it, you just more or less focus on the goal of your kids at this point in time?
Basically, I liked LeBron at that time, you know. I just didn't know him because he was a young, he had been in the league a couple years, you know, just won from the Miami Heat, you know. He was that dude then, but I just wasn't I was a real big MJ fan, you know, so I was still, the jury was still out on LeBron then, you know.
So I gotta ask you the $1 million question in the room, baby. Who you got, Jordan or LeBron in the game of one-on-one?
I gotta go with the little brother, man. I gotta go with LeBron.
and for what reason exactly? Like, what are your reasons for why he will win?
I just think LeBron is a lot stronger than Jordan. You know, I think he's he can beat him with his physical attributes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we got to get into the whole legendary handshake between you and LeBron. How do you finally get linked with LeBron from him saying he coming to Cleveland to now, and then you finally get linked with him? Let's get to that part.
Well, it happened. I met LeBron's mother-in-law, Jennifer Brinson, in Lexington, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
So every morning during the AAU Nationals, we would go get coffee. Didn't know who this lady was. Just by conversing with people, getting to know people, saying good morning to people. That's how you meet people, just striking conversation with people. So we would we would go up and get our coffee in the morning.
Smooth
down,
guy from
talk,
Texas, I see.
Yeah, so we would just talk. We would talk, and she asked me where I was from. I told her Houston. She saw my little team playing, and then at that time, Bronny was playing with the Miami City Ballers.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really know who Bronny was or anything like that, and I watched them play. I watched that team play. They didn't do too well in the tournament, and then like the next day, after we got our coffee, we were playing right after them. So I sat in the stands with Miss Brinson. I was like, well, who is your grandson? And she was like, number 31. She was like, he's a third grader, but he's playing up fourth grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wow, that's a big third grader. He's athletic. This was LeBron's son. And so
Did you know that this was LeBron's mother-in-law at the time?
Never knew
Okay.
this was mother-in-law, period.
Okay, for sure.
So I'm thinking she's a regular grandmother, just bringing her grandchild to play ball.
Right.
So when I watched him play, she told me he was in the third grade. I was like, man, I'm getting ready to start a fourth grade team. I mean, a third grade team with Wesley Yates at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, we getting ready to go to Primetime National. So I was like, hey, you think y'all can come to Texas and play with me in Dallas is another Nationals after AAU is pretty big. And I was like, I'll help with the flight, to get them down. I know it's last minute. Never knew this was LeBron people.
That's wild.
So she was like, well, I'll call the dad and I'll call the mom and, see what they got going on. And I'll let you know tomorrow. I was like, yes, ma'am. She said, take my name down. My name is Jennifer Brinson. She gave me a phone number. Didn't put two and two together. So the next day in the gym, we getting ready to play. They were playing in the consolation bracket, and the gym was wide up. I mean, it was everybody and their mama watching this game.
Right.
And I'm, dang, wow, man, what they got going on? Who they watching over there? So, Brian comes in with Kyla, what's the University
Calipari.
of Kentucky? Yeah, Calipari. Calipari, yeah.
He an African.
So he
Peanut. Hold on, let me take a point from Peanut. What did he say? Calamari.
I say, oh wait, Smith. I definitely put a P in there, sir.
Take a point.
I said Calipari.
Clyde, wait a minute. Hold on, wait.
Everybody watch on YouTube, rewatch it, man. Listen, I'm not gonna argue with him when I know he's clearly wrong.
I hate to pause your story.
He's wasting the
Point
pause.
from this nigga, bro.
He's wasting the pause. I said Calipari. He said Perry. All right, cool. He from Texas, bro. He put a little extra in it. You know what I mean? He put a little extra sauce in there.
All right, come on, Clyde. Come on. Now this is an important. This is an important part of the story.
Hey, you stop it.
So,
Okay. All right.
so he walks in. He walks in with them, and the crowd goes crazy.
Wow.
I mean, you would thought the president was walking in, man. I mean, I seen a dude in a wheelchair get ran over, man. That's how crazy it was. AAU Nationals, they literally stopped the game because the kids saw LeBron coming in and they stopped playing the refs on the court. That's how it was, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn. I'm like, who they looking at? And they was like, LeBron's son plays on that team. I'm like, what team? They're like, so they said 31. I was like, wow. So I looked at my phone and I Googled LeBron mom name because I wasn't into LeBron like that. It came up Gloria James.
Yeah.
I was like, nah. So I Googled Savannah James' mother, and Jennifer Branson came up. I was like, wow. What? So I ain't nobody. So we get back to Texas. I had ended up losing the kid, Bryce Griggs, that plays in the overtime league. Everybody thought when I lost Bryce that, hey, the blue chips was going to be over and things like that. Right. I didn't say. Only thing I did was I started building that 2023 up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I told my coach we were at a picnic. We were having the end of this. This time it's around August because we're having an end of the year barbecue. And I say, man, I'm gonna get LeBron James Jr. He looked at me like, man, shut the hell up, man. You tripping.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, man, for real. So the summer goes. We getting ready to go starting December right around now. So I'm at work. I get a call. It's from LeBron's personal assistant. Hey, are you still interested in Bronny playing with you? When is your schedule? I'm like, yeah, I want him to come down in December. They're like, okay, we're going to try to make that happen. So Damon, I told you, Damon Jones. And I played ball at the time. Damon was in Cleveland. So Damon calls me. And he said, Clyde, what do you got going on? I said, well, Damon, I got a nice little AAU team. They're pretty good, Yes. He's like, I know you called for little Bronny to come play with you. Whether you see him fit. Man. I said, man, I'm going to tell you the honest God truth, Damon. I like him, but I got some dogs. I can't promise you that he going to come in here and start up. None of that. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll be a good compliment to what we have. And he respected that, so he relayed that information to Bron. So next thing you know, they gave me confirmation. We were getting ready to play the third week in December. He came in that Friday night to play with us. So, man, I didn't tell the coaches that we had him till like 2 days after. Nobody believed him. They pulled up in 3 black SUVs, man. And I'm going to tell you how real the James family is, man. They came, I never asked them for anything. They came in with boxes of them green and gray LeBron colors. Them shoes, them LeBron James, them fluorescent green and gray, silver ones. I'm talking about matched our uniform, man. Gave the kids shoes. He came in, balled out for us, man. And I end up keeping them, And then a couple years later, Savannah asked me to start a team for Bronny on the North Coast, and that's how we came up with the North Coast Blue Chips. Wow. Because we were the Gulf Coast Blue Chips, and that's when I met you, man.
So wait. So what were some of the early things that you saw that Bronny had to work on? Because when you said like you already got some dogs, he may not get a chance to play. What were some of the things that you think that he needed to improve to be able to flourish under your system?
Well, one thing, Bronny had never played with those caliber of players that he played with in Texas. They were more of inner city kids, good kids, two-parent households, by great kids, but they tough kids. Not saying that the kids are no disrespect to the Miami City Ballers or anything like that, but these kids wasn't driving Lamborghinis, and their parents wasn't driving Lamborghinis. These kids had to work for it. So Bronny always had talent. Matter of fact, when I picked up Bronny, I made sure that he was going to play the point guard for me. Because one thing I had evaluated him on was how good of a passer that he was for that age. And that's what intrigued me about him, was his passing ability. So I initially told my coach when we finally got him, that he was going to be our point guard, and I didn't really care, what anybody would say, but he needed to play with the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
And if you watch Bronny game, man, Bronny does that well, man. He passes the ball well, and he's athletic. And he can shoot. He can really shoot the ball, man.
Right.
And
go ahead.
The thing I think that he needed to work on more was his confidence. That was the biggest thing about Bronny, was his confidence. He has some big shoes to fill. He does really well in the position that he's in, but he was lacking a lot of confidence when I first got him, and he ended up gaining that confidence the more that he had success in youth basketball.
Wow. So, go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say. So the Gulf Coast Blue Chips was an amazing program. I mean, you built that from the ground up, and the kids, especially that 2023 team. Like in my area, we were good, man. But when we came and played y'all, we met in Alabama. Man, I mean, that was another level of just greatness. Like, man, his team was so good. Like, he did to us what we did to other teams.
Right.
Like
101 to 0.
Shit, man, I ain't gonna lie. When we scored against them, that was damn near a victory in itself.
Wow.
The kids was everywhere, bro. I'm telling you, man, that was the best team I had ever seen in my life, man. Really. Like, when we came down there, Clyde, we didn't lose to no other team but y'all.
Wow.
But the way we lost to them, it was just, we couldn't do nothing. Nothing. And, man, we had, like, my kids could play. They could dribble. They could do whatever it was they were supposed to do. But against them, it was just unbelievable, man. And so after that, so I'm saying that to set up my next point, which is you had a major program. But for the opportunity to be able to be the director of the program that Bronny James and Bryce James is going to play for.
Yes.
This is an opportunity of a lifetime. So walk me through that, bro. Savannah calls you and says, "What's up, bro? We want you to come up here with us and run a program." Just kind of like walk me through that situation in that day and what was going on.
So we were getting ready to play in Dallas, Texas. And Savannah and I had a meeting at the tournament in Dallas. And she was like, "Hey, what do you think about starting a team for Bronny? LeBron's going to give you his blessing." And I told her I would be honored to start a program for Bronny. It was a no-brainer. It was an absolute honor to be able to assist that family and be a part of helping them start that program for their kids. At the same opportunity, they were with the team out of Akron. Drew Joyce at that time, and Drew didn't. Drew knew that Bronny was coming back to Cleveland, but they never started a team for him, or maybe they couldn't find the kids. I don't know, but it was an absolute honor for me to be able to assemble a team around those kids and they be successful, you know. So now I go to having two major programs. At one time, I had the number one team in the country, 2023, and the number two team in the country, which was the North Coast Blue Chips, 2023.
Yeah.
So you look at that 2023 class out of the top 50 on the ESPN list. I say the top 80 on the ESPN list. At least 6 of those kids come out of the Blue Chip program.
Wow.
That's speaking something into existence for real.
Mm-hmm.
We call it the Blue Chips because we produce real live blue chips.
So Smed,
Yes,
like
sir.
I want to ask you a question, Smed. Like, what was it like when you first met Clyde? Like,
Man,
what kind
you
of
know
bro
what?
was he to you when you first met him?
So how I met Clyde was, man, I seen I think I might have seen some type of video of Ronnie playing, and I Googled the program that he was playing for, and I was like, man, we want to play them. So I called, and I think I don't know, I might have talked to Clyde or Kobe, one of the two, but Clyde ended up calling me back, right? And I'm like, damn, bro, this is LeBron's coach on the phone. I'm tripping, like, damn, hold on. And then, but you know what, bro? When we talked on the phone, he was cool. I was cool, but he was having a tournament down in Alabama. And he was like, well, y'all want to play us? Bro, come on down to this tournament in Alabama. So I'm like, oh, yeah, we about to go play, bro. Because, bro, we're in Ohio. So I always was thinking, like, damn, what about if LeBron would come and play for me?
Right.
I always thought that was a possibility, right? So, when I found out who LeBron was playing for, I was like, well, shit, maybe we could just play him, and that would be cool too, you know, because man, LeBron means everything to Ohio.
Absolutely.
LeBron is my favorite player of all time. Like, bro,
He's more than a player to us.
I'm King James, bro. Like, LeBron is my brother.
Yeah.
Like, and you can't tell me no different. And I think when people think about LeBron and Dayton, damn it, I think the first person they probably think about is me,
Yes,
because
bro.
I rep LeBron so much.
I'm a LeBron fan, and you still beat me at it. Like,
Well, listen, all of my basketball
critical of
team,
him at least.
All of our team colors have always been Cavs colors. When LeBron went to the Lakers, we was purple and gold. So I really like LeBron. That's my bro.
Yeah.
So anyway, Clyde, I talked to
he
Clyde.
could not go without saying that.
I talked to Clyde. No, this is real shit.
I know, you just could.
But I talked to Clyde, and he was like, come down here and play. And so like I said, we went down there and played them, but they was next level. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Elite.
But for whatever reason, me and bro talked after that. And like, he guys kind of like just stayed in contact with me. You know, he made sure I made it home all right. And he would just check in with me from time to time. And so I think once LeBron decided to come back to Ohio, he made that decision to come back to Cleveland. Clyde called me, and he was like, bro, I'm starting a program up there in Ohio, and I want you to... He wanted me to coach the team, or at least come through and help coach the team. But I think at that point, I probably was his friend that lived in Ohio, right, bro? Is that how you thought of it? I don't want to put no words in your mouth.
Yeah, most definitely, man. You were a good dude. I vibe with you, man. You know, so I was like, this is the first person I'm gonna call. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so bruh called me, and he was like, bro, I want you to coach the team. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe it, right? So I'm like, all right, bet. So, you know, from there on, you know, I wanted to try to do anything I could to just help put this thing together with him, man, because if you would have seen how he ran his program and his demeanor and how cool he was, he the type of person that you would want to work with, especially if y'all got the same shared vision, you know. And so that was it, man. From there on, I went to some of the programs. Like I was up here in Ohio while Clyde was down there in Houston, and I went to like a Buckeye prep. They had like a combine where it was all the best players, like a camp. And I had blue chip flyers, and then I went and passed them out for him, telling everybody that the blue chips was coming to Ohio. Man, we damn near took the whole All Ohio Red team. The whole All Ohio Red team came to the blue chip tryouts.
Right.
I called some of the players that I had played against that I thought that was good. You know, I brought some of them to the tryouts, which one was Gabe Cupps and Coach Cupps. And man, from there on, Gabe Cupps and LeBron Jr., they became great friends. And Gabe and Brooke, who is the coach of Centerville High School, he also became the coach for the Blue Chips. So, I mean, man, me and Clyde, that's my bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was thankful, man, that he thought of me to even come through and try to do what I can to help out, you know.
And that's one thing I want to thank you publicly. You know, if you guys don't know Smed, man, Smed is a soldier, man. You know, a true soldier. You know, he got a heart that's made of gold, man, you know. And he went out there and got those kids, man. He was out there grinding for me. And that's I wish I had 100 of Smeds around to go out there and have that hustle mentality. Like I told you, you always want to put people in your life that's on the level that you are better. That's just how, or have the same hustle and determination as you do, and then you'll be successful, man. Wow. I watch him through his t-shirts, through his grind, all the things that he got going on, man. And I sit back and I watch, and I'm proud of him, man.
Wow.
You know.
Man, appreciate that, bro. Same thing to you. You big bro, for sure.
So speaking of gold, because you said he got a heart made of gold, you also went and got some gold in Chicago, right? So y'all went to Chicago, y'all went 5-0?
Oh, well, yeah, Clyde done so many different major things with basketball, man. Like he have a ranking program, and we actually remember, bro, the league that you had put together. Remember the AAU type league that we had?
It wasn't a USBA, was it?
And then you know what's so funny though, Smith? Like I see people doing that stuff now. Like, man, we were doing that like, bro, like 4 years, in 2016. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like you look at everybody putting these super teams together and trying to build a duplicate of what Brian and them done, you know. It's crazy, you know.
So I gotta ask y'all, because I think both y'all can chime in on this subject. What kind of kid is Bronny besides like the superficial thing we see online? What kind of kid is Bronny, man?
What kind of kid is Bronny?
Yeah.
Man, Bronny is a great kid. He's very mannerable. I mean, just an awesome kid. He's coachable. I'm not just saying this because it's LeBron's child, you know. That's the nephew, you know. I cut for him. And anybody that got something bad to say about him, you know, fuck him. Real talk.
Word.
Yeah. Word. That's just how I feel about the kid, him and Bryce, you know. Mm-hmm. They're not arrogant kids. They don't want for nothing, but you would never be able to tell them, you know, if his name was not LeBron James Jr. or Bryce James and they would, you know, visual to the public, you would just think they were regular, normal kids, man, you know?
Right. So,
he's a very hard worker.
Very hard worker, for sure, man. So, like, What are some of the similarities you can see between LeBron, Bryce, and LeBron just from you, like, seeing them on the court? What are some of the similarities that you can, like, see, like, that's in their DNA? That ain't taught. That's, like, a part of his genetic code is the reason why he's great. Or have the potential to be great, of course. We want to give him some growing room.
Well, I don't know how much you follow LeBron James Jr., but look at his body, man. Have you seen his body?
Man, he just went viral yesterday for that dunk he did where he looked in the rim.
Yeah.
6'4" looking in the rim. That's
man. He's a freak, man. He's not as big as his dad, but I mean, he passes the ball like his dad. He shoots the hell out of the ball, and he's athletic, man. And his body looks amazing, man. He looks like his body looks like a little younger version of LeBron.
So I want to draw this parallel, right? Because I saw this analyst today say that Bryce has the potential to be better than all of them, right? And then I wanted this, before we get too far ahead, I know they just kids, they still working their way through it. I look at the Ball brothers, right? The youngest son, to me, is the best ball player, and that's no pun intended, because his last name Ball. What do you think about Bryce potentially being the best of his lineage?
I think Bryce is going to be phenomenal. I mean, physically, Bryce is a very physical player. He has the potential to be bigger than all of them.
Yes.
He shoots the ball extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, so I can see that, you know. And he you know, he's gonna learn from his brother's lumps that he's taking, you know. He got the best in the game teaching him.
Right.
You know one thing about him, their body gonna be immaculate, because look what Bron invests in his body and his training. So
Right.
you know, like I told you, once everything you want your kids to do, you just put it in front of them and let them follow the steps. So, I mean, their plan for greatness is already laid out for them. You know, they just got to follow the plan.
Right. Well, Smedge, you didn't get a chance to say, like, what kind of little bro is like Bronny to you, man? Like, from your interaction with him, because I know y'all got a candid little thing going where.
Man, I thought that those kids was like really funny, man. They was regular kids, but you know what tripped me out, man? Being around Bronny and Bryce was the fact that they was thinking of like NBA players, superstars, as just like kind of like contemporaries or people that they might bump into.
Right.
And it was funny, like, man, one time,
like Zaire Wade being Wade's son, and so they know Wade like Uncle Wade ain't really.
Just a cool story, right? They was playing together. They was on a rim. We was in the gym, you know, like maybe 6 rims in the gym. So they right there playing like maybe 1-on-1, and he like, hold on, do James, and then he goes to the hole and he fall down. I think maybe Bryce did it or Bronny did it. I'm like, James, you talking about James Harden? They was like, yeah. So we cracking up, man. Another super cool story. Super cool, man. Bronny, we was up in Akron. LeBron had played. It was an overtime game. LeBron was cooking shit up. He was balling, but we ended up losing by about maybe 2 or 3 points. Yeah. So the next day when we got to practice, one of the kids they was practicing free throws, warming up, and we started talking about the game last night. And somebody told Bronny, they like, your dad weak. But it was just regular kid banter, man. You know, they wasn't being funny. And Bronny didn't take it no type of way. He like, you crazy. He like, man, we almost, they was like, y'all lost last night. He like, we almost won because of my dad.
Right.
Because of my dad. And because LeBron was balling a whole lot, but we still ended up losing. And I'm like, yeah, he was out there balling. And Bronny like, thank you. So it was just kind of cool to hear those type of conversations of like he looking at it. He represent his dad.
Yeah.
He taking up for his dad. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. And so when I looked at him, how did I see him? I seen him as just like really cool kids. I would think that with all of the things that they go through, you know, they regular kids, man, and they just want to have fun as much as they can. You know what I'm saying?
Word,
and go
man.
out there and win games, and they interested in basketball and all the other stuff that kids is interested in.
Right, man.
Yep.
That's cool, man. So let's talk about some other great things like you did off the court, right? Such as the 2015, you did the Economic Health and Wealth Movement with Michelle and Chris Hester. Bro, did you hear me?
I can't. You're fighting in and out. I'm sorry.
I said let's talk about some of the things you did off the court, such as in 2015, you did the Economic Health and Wealth Movement with Michelle and Chris Hester. Can you walk us through some of the things that you did off the court that, you know, like stuff like that you know, you did about helping people, you know, get to the bag as well, not just the basketball. You know, like life ain't just about basketball. It's also about the things you do when you get off the court. What are some of the other things you did off the court that are notable that, you know, you would want other people to know?
Well, off the court, I believe in, we try to do like a food drive. A food drive every year at the the Houston Food Bank. We did the health and wellness seminar where we just try to educate the community about the wellness and the health of eating right and high blood pressure and diabetes and things like that. You know. We for the kids, we talk about sex education, how to protect themselves, make them aware of HIV and things and sexually transmitted disease and teenage pregnancies. We try to help them on that. And then also, man, one thing that I'm big about, people don't know, but I'm an independent claims adjuster. For a living. So I definitely, like, for my older players that finish college, we try to educate them to set them up for life after basketball, which means like showing them how to get a good job, a six-figure job. We also let them know that it's more things that you can be a part of in basketball for, such as, you know, maybe doing a filming or coaching or even being a trainer or a scout, you know. So those are the things that we try to touch on in our program, and that's things that I try to implement into players' lives.
Word, man. So here on the Legend People podcast, we had this thing called the butterfly effect, whether it's something you said during the course of the interview, something during the course of my research that I found them truly amazing or legendary, man. I want to start off, man, by saying, bro, your story starting off where you come from to get to where, you know, you were a player that, you know, saw a lot of success early, you know what I mean, which kind of made you feel or move with the championship type of aspirations and goals that led to you having the confidence that led to who you are today. A lot of that really pays dividends today off of how much you put into your other programs, because like I asked you before, I asked you, you know, like, what was it like to, you know, to experience defeat? What was it like to finally overcome after, you know, feeling like you lost something? And then to see somebody legendary means that, I mean, to be a legend, you got to be tested, man, like go through something. And you actually did that masterfully to move to the very next level of that. I mean, like you talk about dream about sports, and now you helping other people fulfill their dreams. You know what I mean? Your dad being a dog, you end up being a dog by proxy, you know what I'm saying, of your lineage, right? So it's easy for you to translate to Bronny James, because his dad's a dog, obviously. He's going to be a dog. You are the perfect person to go in there to help cultivate where he needs to go and navigate. Because like you said before, I asked you, what was Bronny missing? And you said confidence. That is your forte. You was dripping with confidence You feel me? Down there where you tipping 4 phones at. You know what I mean? Like, the program that you created, man, speaks volumes to how great you are, man. I'm talking about, you know, the blue chips. I mean, like, to even, you know, to take a leap of faith to go to a new program. Like, yes, you know what I'm saying, you have this tentative agreement with, you know, LeBron James' son, but like you said before, he probably wouldn't even start under the guise of where he was at. But to just take that leap of faith shows how legendary your courage is, how legendary you are, and your own self-confidence. That speaks volumes to who you are and what you brought to who they can potentially be, man. You are unequivocally a legend, man. I want to tell you, man, we appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you coming on here, man.
Man, hey, no doubt, bro. Just for me to just piggyback on what bro said. Bro, in your story, I don't know if you just skipped over this because, man, we've been interviewing for a couple of hours now, but bro, as soon as you start coaching, you start talking about national championships.
Yeah.
Man, it's coaches that like never in a life even win a regular, you know, mid-level tournament.
Even play in a championship tournament. Some don't even play in some.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like, man, you've been great from state to state.
That's a bar.
That's a bar. Give me a point, coach. Shout out to Young Dolph, you feel me?
Hey.
But nah, coach, man, like, legend all day, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you still rolling. Talking about you got a just discovered a 7-foot, seventh grader that's 6'4", 200 and how much? 40?
No, 250.
Wow.
6'4", 250.
6'4", 250.
That's nuts.
That's another phenom.
Another phenom.
I told him there's another one coming.
Man, that 2023, Gabe done open the can right now. Shout out to Gabe committing to the University of Indiana. Then you got Bronny, you got Big Ja that's playing at overtime. You're gonna have you got Wesley Yates that's one of the hottest recruits in the state of Texas. Yeah. You got Rayvon Griffin up there in Ohio. Yeah. You got Rod Gallagher that's gonna be either a high major in football or basketball.
Mikey Williams.
You got Corey Thurman. You got Kendrick DeLuna. You got Orlando Horton Jr. in Texas. It's gonna be amazing when that 2023 come, man. That list is gonna be crazy, man.
And these are all your players, man. Coach, I don't know if you can see this display. Can you see that? Can you see your team right there on the screen?
Yeah. That looks like the Houston team playing in the Made Hoops event.
I mean, bro, it's remarkable, bro. It's I think that it's a talent to find talent.
That's a bar.
Like you do. And if it wasn't, everybody would do it. You know, bro, you are magnetic to greatness, bro. Greatness is attracted to you, bro. And the greatest of the great, LeBron, entrusted his son to come and play for your program. That right there, bro, is a head chop.
Yep.
You know.
Man, I just thank God, Smith, just for using me as a vessel, man. You know, that's one thing that I know that he had another direction for my life. I told you the story when it all changed for me, you know, and I'm honored that he's given me the vision to be able to spot talent and know talent, you know, and I don't take that blessing lightly, you know. So,
and even more than I think people trust you with greatness, though, bro. More than you being able to spot talent, is that the talent spots you.
Yeah.
The talent comes to you, bro.
That's hard. That's hard.
Man, real talk, bro. Man, I mean, you doing a Legendary People podcast with two bros in Dayton, Ohio.
Man.
That's because your name has rung bells enough.
Yes.
For you to be able to do that, and you relevant here.
Yes.
So, you know, salute.
Thank you.
Salute to you, King, all day.
For sure.
All day.
Yes, sir.
Part of your butterfly effect is my Ohio Kings program.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
You know? Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and I'm pretty sure that I ain't, like, man, you probably done had so many people that's done kind of like, stepped away from your program or started programs off of your programs. And I mean, man, being a director is a big deal. You didn't touch on it that much, but having to deal with parents, and you have to be a strong king in order to keep going with that, and you have to really want to do it and be determined and focused to stay in it. Because it's enough to make you say, man, I done helped out. Like, you pay for so much stuff out of your own pocket, but then it damn near ain't never enough. And for you to say, you know what, I'm going to still keep going, it's just because you genuinely love the kids, and you love the game, and you love the competition, and you love seeing the greatness be produced, you know? So... you know, that's it, bro. I ain't gonna talk your head off, bro. I appreciate you coming through and chopping it up with us for a little bit, bro.
And I thank you guys for having me, man. Much love to you and Peanut, man. Just, man, hey, the pleasure's all mine, man. Thank you for having me on your show, on your pod.
No doubt, bro. No doubt. Man, I'll talk to you soon, King.
All right, man. Be blessed, man.
All right. Peace. All right, you guys, that's the Legendary People Podcast, man. We got more guests, more family coming through all next week. So you guys make sure y'all like, subscribe, ring the bell notification.
Oh, we got one tomorrow, baby.
Legendary People Podcast. We got Chef Jay coming through with the appetizers.
Yes, and a special chef is gonna be here with them.
Oh, and it's my son's birthday tomorrow.
Oh,
so, man, it's a big turn up. Tay-Tay's birthday.
Oh, let's do it.
And the whole store is going crazy. We got 2 birthdays in the shop tomorrow, man. So you feel me? We on.
Man, Chef Jay. Oh, wait, bro. Wait. I'm gonna let Chef Jay get away. He always pull up when we in here been kicking it and stuff, man.
Yeah.
We know what's going on, man. You know what? He kind of putting them bass around our stuff, man. But man, but shout out to the bros, man, in the comment section. Kendrick Wolf, the CEO in the building. Ronnie Coleman. Great job, fellas, man. We appreciate y'all, man.
Legendary. Appreciate it, bro. You guys go over to our YouTube page, like and subscribe, bro. And if you guys know anybody that we should be bringing on the show that we haven't interviewed yet, put it in the comments section and we'll make sure we reach out to them.
They could be from Antarctica, baby. We gonna interview them, man. Legendary People Podcast, legendary people, legendary stories.